Hi everyone, welcome to a new set of videos. We're going to be doing this page here today and probably for a few videos. This is from Rita Berman's book Meine Reise Durch Asien, and it's been quite hot, so I've been feeling a bit like I need a swimsuit on. Phew, boiling. So I thought it would be quite good to do this page. I was just in the mood for it. But I have had a request to use my Tombow Irojiten pencil, so that's what I'm going to be using. Just show you what I have done with them. Now they come in 9 very pretty boxes, as I've shown on a video where I tested them all, but I've put them in colour order because I knew that if I kept them in the boxes, because each box, this one's got a bit sticky, because each box has 10 in and they tend to be, say, a yellow, an orange, a red, a green, etc. I didn't think I would really use them very much unless I put them into colour order in a pencil case like this. So I've got this pencil case, I was given this, so that was really good. I was really grateful, it's very useful. This colour order, I have done a chart, so if you've got the pencils and you want to sort of put them in a colour order, then that was what I thought worked the best. I mean, obviously it's very subjective, but let's get on with some colouring and have a go with them. Now I'm going to start with this swimsuit, the top, just because it's at the top. And this one's really interesting because we've got no line on the edge, it's just stripy. So we're going to put some colour in there, obviously. I don't know why, but blues sort of appealed to me for this one. So I'm just going to grab a nice vibrant blue. This is the it's called Kingfisher. It's V7, it says on it. That's the name of the set and the number of the pencil within the set. So you might get P8, EX5, VP10, whatever. So this is V7. And I don't know what I can't remember. You've got pale, very pale. You've got, I can't remember what the V is. It might be vibrant. So with clothing, I find it's quite nice to make it a little bit darker on the edges here, so layering it up here a little bit and then a bit less towards the center with using the same color like that. And if we do that through, it makes it look a bit more like someone's wearing it, like it's got a bit of shape rather than it's just laid out flat. I mean, it is laid out flat probably, but I just feel it gives it a bit more, I want to say life, but it's a piece of clothing. I don't know why, but anyways, that's how I like to do it, and that's how I've done it. I've got other pieces of clothing videos from Rooms of Wonder. There was a whole page with loads of different types of clothing, so if you want to know how to do different types, not just swimsuits, then there's all sorts in there, trousers and pants as you'd call them in America. I don't know if other countries do that. And blouses and t-shirts and dresses and skirts and all sorts of things. And also lots of bags. I seem to quite enjoy colouring bags. But there's quite a lot in Rooms of Wonder, which is quite surprising, as you would think it would be a book about rooms, but it's about objects in rooms really, which is interesting. Now the Tombows vary a lot in colour. The very pale ones are very, very pale, so you don't get a lot of pigment. They're very hard, and all these are quite hard. Some people I know say they're too hard for them. I prefer a slightly harder pencil anyway, so I'm used to layering up and basically the way hard pencils work. You did see in the box one of them had some fluff on. It's just blown on around on my desk, so it reminded me. When I bought these, come in 9 boxes, and then there's one set of 10 which are just open stock. They don't come in a box. It's quite strange. I'm sure there's a reason behind it. I don't know what it is. And those, when I got them, had stickers on, and I took the stickers off. It's right near the top here, and popped them into my pencil case, and they picked up the fluff off the elastic. on the pencil case. So, oh. So but I do have some sticky stuff remover, which is like a sort of orangey acid, I think, which I can use to get the sticky off, but you can't buy it anymore. I don't know whether it's hugely poisonous or something, but I've had it for a long old time. You can get something called Zoff wipes if you ever want to get sticky off, whether it's off a colouring book or off, I haven't done that bit, I'm just going to do that bit, or whatever. The Zoff wipes are actually medical grade wipes for getting off sticky plasters, gunge, you know, or dressings or whatever. But you can use them for getting stickers off books as well. They're probably a bit expensive because being medical grade, but they're the only thing I found now since I can't find this sticky stuff remover anymore. But anyway, little tip, you probably know anyway, I don't know. But yeah, it's Monday morning. I'm recording this. I haven't recorded since last Tuesday because my son's been home revising, and yeah, it's nice to get back to it. Although I've been colouring loads, it doesn't stop me colouring, so that's nice, and doing lots of sort of pictures that I wouldn't necessarily do as videos. Now I'm going to emphasise that edge. It's not really as dark as I'd like, so I'm just going to actually do this. Yes, I've been doing sort of sometimes things that I've done a lot of videos for before, you know, like metallics, or just things that are a little bit complex that I want to play with without sort of trying to teach it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's been good. There we go. I think that's, you can see a little bit. Now we've got this piece of fabric inside and this bit. I'm thinking maybe this piece might be the same colour as, let's do it the same colour as this bit up here actually. Let's leave that for a bit. Now I need a colour similar to this one. I haven't got a swatch chart. I'm just going to go and get one. Hang on. Yeah, here's my swatch chart. It's not in the best of orders, I don't think. It's okay. We get our yellows, oranges, reds, purples, pinks, this sort of almost skinny colour, skin tone, light skin tone obviously, and then purples, blues, greens, lots of greens, sort of browns and things. You can see some of them are so pale you can barely see them, but some of them are really, really vibrant and some of them are actually neon. So you get a really big range. So the one I used, I just noticed a spelling error. Let's just say cinnamon, never mind. The one I've just used is the Kingfisher, wasn't it? Let me just check. Yeah, which was this one here. So I'm just going to try and find a pale colour to go with it. I think the Celeste blue will do nicely. So I've got to find it. There it is. So this one is significantly paler. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. That's probably blurred. Never mind. And I want to do the fabric in here. So I'm going to give it a sharpen. There we go. And just go for it really. And you can see it's quite pale. Just pushing the paper that's behind. So with the paler ones, they're quite nice if you like a more pastel-y tone picture, and it provides some contrast, and they can be used for blending quite nicely too because of them being a bit pale. Sometimes I tend to blend up with a pale colour, like if I'm doing, let's say I'm doing an autumn leaf and I'm doing browns to greens or something with maybe a bit of yellowy green gold or something, then I might just use a really pale green on the top just to sort of put it all together. So not this blue obviously, that would be rather silly. Sorry, my nose has decided to run. It doesn't normally, it's like you're talking so I'm going to run, you know. Anyway, now with the Tombow packs, they have themes. So there's like a woodland themed pack and a can't remember the rest. So that's something they sort of are supposed to go together within each pack. And you get like some within the woodland theme. You might have a bright and a pastel and things like that, but they sort of work together. But I tend to just use them, mix them all up together, because I find that gives me a bit more choice of colour really. But of course, if you like a limited colour palette, you might just like to pick one of the boxes of 10, or just pick all the blues or all the greens or whatever it might be. So there's that, and although it's quite pale, I think it provides a nice contrast. We can still see it, and I'm going to use it on this little piece here as well. I'm going to try and build up the colour a little bit on the edges though. You can see it does go a bit darker. If you're patient and you layer. I'm not usually very patient, but it's only a small area, so it doesn't take too long to layer up like that. Now in here, look, this piece here I think is supposed to be where the fabric is sort of overlapped. I think if we just go over that a little bit more, then we get a little bit of a darker piece. And I think under here as well, we need a bit darker. Now do be careful when you're trying to get a darker or more intense colour out of a hard pencil like this, because if you press hard you will dent the paper, and you will, when you turn the page and do the picture on the back, you'll have this horrible indentation. So try to do a selection of light layers rather than trying to push down hard and get a dark colour out, because frankly that's not going to give you a very nice result, and it's going to spoil your paper. So if you're heavy-handed, you're a bit scared, practice on some scrap paper first, or do a single-sided page, because quite a lot of books have single-sided pages. I'm going to go in here, so that would help. Is what I do with single-sided books, if I'm thinking that there might be some bleed through from the pen I'm using, if I'm doing pens, or I think I might press too hard or whatever, then I'm going to do this a lot darker so it looks a little bit different, if I can. I think I might put a layer of the other one on top, a light layer. Yes, do put some paper behind. I've done that in this book. I've got a couple of pieces of paper behind anyway, and then if you press too hard, and it's I'm going really lightly here, if you press too hard and it's made an indentation, then it won't indent into your next picture underneath. If it was double-sided it would, but single-sided, as long as you put a good cushioning of paper under. I've only got 2 pieces of paper here, but you could use 4, you could use 6, it depends. You could put quite a few under there, and then that will really protect your page. Okay, now we've got these spots to do. I'm thinking, I think I want them really dark. We have got, what's called, we've got an indigo. Let's use the indigo. I'm going to have to sharpen it. Whoops. My pencils are falling and pushing my book, sorry. I'll put it in the centre in a minute. Hang on. Oh, let's just move that around the other way. There we go. Okay. So this is the indigo, and it is called a D20. It's dark, I think, the D. You can see it. Only with a couple of layers we get a significantly darker amount of colour. I'm not sure what to do with these bits. I must colour them with something. I know what to do. I've decided now. Just got to make sure I remember when I get to the end of the dots. Oh, it's so humid today. It has been all weekend. We've had loads of thunderstorms and things, but it's just, oh, muggy. And first thing this morning, it was really nice. It just rained. It was really fresh. I opened all the doors and windows in the house to let the fresh air in. It was lovely. And then my son was like, oh, it's cold. That's how he talks. and he shut the door. I thought, no. And anyway, he's gone now, so I've opened it up, but the sun's come out, so I've had to close the back of the house. Now the sun's coming in. Okay, what I'm going to do with these little edge pieces is I'm going to go back and use the Celeste blue. I'm sorry, it's really hard to show up the names. And I'm only going to put a little bit down, and then I'm going to use the other one on top like I did down here. So I'm going to grab that kingfisher, put a little bit on top, and it just darkens it, but it hopefully looks a slightly different colour to this. Oh, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Now I've got my kingfisher in my hand. I'm just going to put a few darker bits up here where these lines are. I'm just wondering whether they should sort of be darker. I don't know for sure. Maybe here. There we go. I'm going to finish now. I'm going to stop fiddling. So there is our swimsuit. We're going to have a go at the dark glasses. Now they're quite tricky to get the lens colour. I mean, they might not be dark glasses. That's how I'm going to colour them. So I'm actually going to start with my with the dark glass, and I think the sepia is really the only dark brown we have. This is my problem with the Tombows, is that we don't have a good selection of dark browns, and I think this sepia, oh, can you see that, is going to run out before any other pencil, because I use it for darkening everything apart from the black. But the good news is that these are available as open stock, so you can just buy individual pencils. I would buy them from colouredpencil.shop. It's a really nice independent seller. She's pretty competitive. There are cheaper places, but I like she donates money every month for planting trees. She uses recyclable packaging. You know, it's all nice, it's all good. So they're only a little bit more expensive. Occasionally I do get some from Colt Pens, or what's the other place called? It'll come to me in a minute. I want a bright red for the frame. Cherry red is the colour I'm looking for. Of course they're not turned round, so I can't see them. That's not it. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, the other place is there we go, cherry red. Yeah, I can't think of the name. Jackson's, that's it, Jackson's. Because Jackson's is a smallish company too, and they have a they're based in London, but they also have one branch / warehouse near to where I live. It's a bit confusing though, because when you buy from them, they all ship somewhere quite far away before they come here, which is a bit weird. But I can drive to their shop and buy stuff. Well, I can't drive. I can, but I don't like driving. But I don't. Now, one thing I think I've tried with these pens, I'm trying to remember, is yes, they don't bleed into white, because I want to use some white on here. I'm just going to sharpen this and go back over, because it's a bit scruffy. This is the thing with harder pencils, is they can show up your colour lines, if you know what I mean, the sort of direction of your colouring. But a second layer and it's gone away. I want something to do a little bit of shadow on here. I think I might have to use the sepia. Actually, the russet brown might work for me. I think that's the russet brown. No, that's the chestnut brown. Is that the russet brown? No, sorry. That must be it. There it is, russet brown. Just give it a sharpen. I think it's going to work. So here it is, whoops, the russet brown. And I'm going to just use it wherever I think there'd be a bit of a shadow. There. Maybe at the bottom here a bit. There'd be a lot here, I think. You just have to be a bit patient to get the colour out. But I don't think any more so than I would be, whoops, with polychromos. Has snapped, isn't it? There we go. I'm going to put a bit of white on here, these. I'm just going to get my Posca out. Now there's shine lines drawn on the lenses. I think I'll do that. Where the shine lines are drawn on, Rita's drawn them on in black. I'm going to go over them in white. It's good because she's just told us what to do. I don't need to. Actually, that dot is probably the where the arm is sewn is put on there. But anyway, there's our specs. Oh, there's a fly. Don't like flies. It's a problem with having the having all the doors and windows open as you let in the critters. Okay, should we do, we've got a little, I think we'll do this palm leaf and we'll leave the we'll leave it there. I'm not really sure how long I've been blabbering on for because I stopped the camera. Now this palm leaf, I am thinking I want a sort of olivey green. I don't know why, that's my thought. There is a very pretty elm green, which I think is this one. She lies. Is it that? My pencils are all turned so I can't see the names of them, which is not, there it says elm green, it's not the most useful. There we go, elm green. I'm going to put a light layer down of elm green. It's very easy to do a light layer, you can just really gently pop it down. And I find it quite relaxing using hard pencils. You can just gently build up the layers, but sometimes I'm just in the mood for getting a picture finished. I don't want to put 100 layers down. Oh, that fly. Ooh, get out of here, fly. There's an open window behind me. Go and find it. I find wasps are quite easy to encourage out of the window. I don't know if you can hear them. But flies, they just don't like going outside. And they're the weirdest creatures. They fly around my light. Now, I realised that that would make sense if the light was on and maybe they're somehow attracted to the light like moths or something. But no, they just fly around and around the light when it isn't on. What is that all about? Weird things. Okay, that's my darkest olivey green. I think I want it a little darker than that. I'm actually going to grab the chestnut brown and do a little bit of darker or brownier work. It's sort of reddish brown, as you will guess from the name, chestnut brown. So let's give it a sharpen. There we go. And I think I'm going to do a little bit on the bottom of the stem like that and the top, and then in the centre here. And then just take a bit up each leaf. Can you see? Hopefully you can see. I'm just guiding it up there, trying to fade it up like that. Then I'm going to go back to my elm green. Oh, I really don't know if you can see. And go over the top of what I've done and then extend that colour a bit more. I'm going to get a slightly different colour to just finish off the tips of the leaves and things. But I think this helps to sort of blend it in. I think it's quite nice to have this sort of slightly reddish brownish colour. I'm sure that these sort of palm leaves or whatever it is looks nothing like this, but it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't think so anyway. Now I've done some pictures with these using just the sort of more pastel-y tones, and I've done some using just the sort of darker tones, and I feel that that works well. I did a pastel-y picture in my Johanna Basford Rooms of Wonder book, and I used a couple of darker ones and it looked really weird. So you either go pastel and dark together, or one or the other. If you try and use them together, it just looked a bit strange. Now I want a sort of yellowy colour. There's like, what's this? Is this the olive yellow? No, this is a mustard. This will do. Mustard, yeah. I'm just going to use this on the ends. Now this isn't going to make it really vibrant because it's a dull yellow. If you wanted it to be vibrant, you'd have to use the dandelion, but I think this is going to work for what I want. I just want to just sort of, yeah, just sort of slightly brighten it. But I didn't, my aim wasn't to make it really vibrant, just to warm it really, I suppose. Now I find the colours in this set quite unique, a lot of them. You don't get all of these colours with other sets of pencils, and that makes it good, but you don't get all the colours that you would get in other sets as well. So there's not really a mid-green, for example. The parrot green, the forest green is probably the only mid-green you get. But you can always mix them with other sets. I know some people wince at that and they can't deal with it. And okay, I'm sorry if that's you. But, you know, you could just mix some of the more exotic colours with some of your more normal colours. I don't know if that's a good word to use. So the Parma has ended up looking fairly brown in my camera, but to my eye it's still quite greenish. But that's okay. We're going to use some different types of colours in the next video tomorrow. So I want to show you the sort of pinks and the purples and things like that as well, and maybe some of the other greens and things. So we'll do more of this page. Whether we'll do the whole page, I haven't really decided, but we'll just see how it flows really. But for today, I think that's plenty to go on with. It's plenty for me anyway. I'm going to go and get a coffee. And yeah, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day and pop back tomorrow for the next instalment. Happy colouring.